Jenny, you want to do a podcast? I'm here today with my guest, Jenna. Jenna, say hello. Jenna, say hello.
Oh, hey, Jenna.
Jenna.
You need to switch places with the microphone there, Jenna.
Sorry, Jenna, it's close quarters in here.
Go around this way. Well, it's not meant for two people and a dog, okay?
It should have been. She's so cute.
If it was any bigger, it wouldn't even fit in the room. Why is this? Got a case of the droopies here.
Happens to everyone.
You can't control it, okay? Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
That's so true.
So we've been playing a lot of Pokemon Arceus? Arceus?
Arceus. Because if you say arse, it's like
right.
How British people say.
You got a nice Arceus.
Arse. Thank you.
Yeah.
So do you.
Oh, thanks. I worked hard on it. Worked out this morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't.
Yep.
I slept.
Slept in?
Because Jenna woke us up throwing up at 8 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
On a Saturday.
Having pets is cool.
So then I went back to sleep. She looks so ashamed right now. She's
it's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Well, I haven't thrown up since I was like 11, maybe.
It sucks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't go out of my way to do it. I mean, probably the fact that I don't drink or use any drugs or anything probably helps with that, I'm sure. But,
Yep.
Yeah, I've had, it's come out the other way in all kinds of different forms, but it's never come back up. But, period. That's it. Yep. Talking about butts. This is the Buttcast, everybody. What's up, fart sniffers? So, we're back with another Devil's Tango. The last one that just went up, I think, was a special episode with Kasara. Mm-hmm. Just talking about being in Japan during COVID, talking about working at a maid cafe, things like that.
Being discriminated against.
Well, any foreigner who lives in Japan for an extended period of time, I feel like, because like there's very few people within your circle in Japan that you can kind of like express those things with. Because if it, like especially for me, like I had a lot of Japanese friends. I had pretty much only Japanese friends. That was like a conscious choice because I wanted to like learn Japanese like as quick as I could. And so the problem with that is like no one really gets when you're kind of airing grievances about sort of the socioeconomic situation of being a foreigner in Japan. Like they just like don't get it, not because they're dumb, but just because like they just don't get it. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, well, no one does that to me. It's like, well, of course not, because you're a Japanese person in Japan. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But so a lot of we were listening to that Trash Taste last night or yesterday, whatever it was. And Chris Broad was talking about he's like, he's been in Japan for like 2 years and you have to get out because you get tired. You get so tired of like following the rules and making sure you're doing the right thing at the right time and doing all this you have to be like a robot in a library basically. And he's like that's kind of the thing where it's like every so often you just need a way to like vent about stuff. And so do Japanese people, which is probably why a lot of them drink a lot. And then after they drink, then they can be as honest as they want. And then the next day they can be like, oh, sorry, boss. Yeah. I was drunk. It wasn't me. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we're back with the typical regular Devil's Tango. I
got my Starbucks.
Yep, she got her Starbucks.
I have a venti pistachio latte
with
oat milk and an extra shot because I am always sleepy.
Because you are basic.
What did you get, Alex?
I got a chocolate frappuccino.
Yeah. But I'm the basic one. Okay.
Just two basics.
Yep.
No acid here. Basic.
I get it.
So it's a pH scale joke.
It's a science joke.
It's a joke about the pH scale. Anyway, so what have we been up to lately besides Pokemon?
We watched Anastasia.
We did.
Earlier.
Watched Anastasia just like an hour ago. We finished it up.
It was cute. I liked it.
You forgot how many songs were in it.
Yeah.
They're singing again? She was like...
I have a very low tolerance for, like, corniness.
Which is hilarious that you're dating me, of all people, whose job it is to watch corny things.
And I feel like musicals are very corny. And so... they can be painful for me to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, anything that's musical, like, you really have to suspend your disbelief, like, hardcore. You know, where it's like, why are all these people singing on this boat? And you're like, well, because it's a musical. You just have to accept that that's how the universe works.
Like, I'm very cynical. So I'm just like, oh God, they're singing again.
You're very like anti-happiness.
Exactly.
Anti-smiling and being jovial and making merry.
None of that.
None of that.
Get that shit out of here.
None of that's allowed in the Kelsey household, tell you what. But anyway, so in this podcast, we help people with their problems.
Allegedly.
Because we're very qualified.
Oh, yeah.
To do that.
I have a PhD in helping teenagers with their problems and their love lives.
But if we can help one person, then good for them.
Yeah.
I guess. So, this first email here says, I'm not physically attracted to my girlfriend.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I imagine that's how he put it when he or she put it when they were typing it out.
I feel like it was like, I'm not physically attracted to my girlfriend.
I'm not physically attracted to my girlfriend.
Yeah, more sad.
So this is my favorite intro. It says, to the tango.
Oh? Just the dance itself.
Just the existence of the dance. Hey guys, my name is Michael, and I've been struggling with this problem that I can't figure out on my own. I'm 18 and my girlfriend is 17. Don't worry, we were together before I turned 18.
I think that's an acceptable difference.
I feel like if you're in a teenage age, then it's a little more fluid.
Not if you're like 19 and 13.
No, okay, sure. Within reason. With 2 or 3 years, fine. If you're 19, she's 16, turning 17, like I don't think that's that weird. But if you're like 20 and above and your girlfriend's like 15 or something like that, then like you need to get your life together. Anyway, I cannot get over her personality. We have the same humor and I feel like she just gets me,
Oh.
I also think she's really cute and she has the most beautiful eyes. However, here's where the problem comes in. I'm not attracted to her body. I can never really get in the mood when the time comes, and it frustrates me because I like sex a lot. Whoa.
Imagine that.
You are so weird. You're such an anomaly, bro. No, I'm just kidding. But I just don't enjoy it with her. I know this might make me sound like a D-bag, and I hate myself for it, but I can't change my feelings. What should I do? And thank you, sincerely, an avid listener.
I don't think it makes you sound like a D-bag.
It's really difficult, perhaps impossible, to really, like, control what you are attracted to.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes it's just not fair,
Yeah.
In the same way that, like, someone who is gay, they can't just, like, not be gay. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, so if you're attracted to a certain thing or a certain... Now, I think there's a nature-nurture argument to be had here, right? It's like, if you grow up in a certain society, you might be more... a certain country, a certain culture, like, that culture might have a different standard of beauty than, like, another culture. And so I think you can be influenced in certain ways, but all in all, I think you're stuck being attracted to what you are attracted to a certain extent. I mean, if you're attracted to minors, then that's a whole different thing. But you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're more attracted to darker skin or lighter skin, or you love blue eyes, or you like big bazongas, or whatever it is, it's like, to a certain extent, you can't really help. You can try to date someone outside of your Venn diagram of attractions, but it might not go well, as we're seeing here with Mr. Michael here.
Yeah.
Just make a t-shirt. Yeah, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, period, Kelsey.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any good advice for this situation, except that you should probably just break up with her because you're just prolonging the inevitable.
Well, I guess before that, 18, 17, you're going to break up. I mean, you're just going to break up. But here's the thing. sorry to be real here.
I don't think it's going to work no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's something changeable or not, because she shouldn't have to change herself for him, and he shouldn't have to wait around for her to potentially change herself in the future.
Mm-hmm.
They should just break up, and he should find someone that he is, in fact, actually attracted to.
That would be the easiest, quickest thing to do, yes. Instead of, like, holding out, like, maybe she'll get taller or whatever it is. I do wonder, why did they get together in the first place, then?
Because he really likes her personality, and he was probably hoping that he would start to feel, like, sexual attraction for her, but it's just not happening.
Now, you've dated a few people, and I...
Like two, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever dated someone that you were not physically attracted to?
Initially, yeah, but then I became more attracted to them as I got to know them and their personality more. But he clearly knows this person, and he's not attracted to them.
Same sense of humor. She has pretty eyes, but you don't like her body. I can't get in the mood when the time comes. Yeah, long term. In the short term, sense of humor is great and whatever. Like, yeah, maybe you should have stayed friends or go back to friends or
in a way you're
something.
leading her on too.
Yeah, I assume she doesn't know this.
That's not nice for her either. I'm sure she wants to be with someone who's actually attracted to her.
Yeah, being into someone's personality is important for sure, but I feel like there has to be some level of physical attraction.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can only date Instagram models, but I'm saying it's like there has to be some level of that, or else, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, should you break up?
I feel like I sound like a hard ass, but there's not that many options you have in this situation. You like her personality, but you know that you're not attracted to her. It's not fair to her to keep stringing her along in this way, and it's not fair to you because you're not, like, sexually fulfilled, so you guys need to just part ways.
And I assume neither is she because it's hard for him to get in the mood, quote unquote, so he's probably not it's probably not as good for both of them as it would be otherwise.
Right.
Right? You could do like in the movie Get Out when they like switch brains and stuff. You could do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Trying to keep it some levity here. We can't. Hey guys, welcome to the Angsty Cast.
Watch me.
I'm your host, Kelsey. You ever notice how everything sucks? All right.
I'm sorry, I'm being realistic.
Tune in next week.
And I'm not like, just watch a bunch of porn with someone who looks like them.
All right. The next email is my dating profile. So 6 months ago at this point, probably, we put out a call for if people had like dating profiles on Tinder or whatever the new app is, Hinge or Woofed or whatever it's called. You could send us your profile, either just text or like pictures and text, screenshots, whatever you want to do, and then we would kind of look at it. This is from Mira. It says, "Hi, Kelsey and Alex. I recently finished watching the latest episode of the podcast. It took me a while. And you mentioned, it's fine, we upload every like 3 weeks, whatever. And you mentioned that you wanted people's dating profiles, so I thought I'd share mine. The name is fake, but everything else is copy-pasted." Okay, so not Mira, but Mira. "My profile picture is me petting a cat on the street and smiling at the camera." Okay.
Okay. Cats are good.
Yep. Name Mira, age 26. Not looking for anything serious, just a wife or something.
I think that's funny.
Took me a second. I was like, what? Dislikes: my building's no pet policy, easily killable plants and pollen. Likes: video games, fitness, sleeping, reading, music. I don't know if you actually want an explanation, but here's one just in case. I chose my profile picture because I'd rather have something that shows my personality rather than just a pretty picture. I put the kind of relationship I'm looking for at the top line, so it immediately filters out people who want something different. Then I put my interests, so there's no so there is a conversation starter. I should probably learn how to read one of these days. So this is the whole profile? Not looking for anything serious, just a wife or something. Dislikes, likes, I mean,
I don't think there's that much information in like a Tinder profile usually.
I wouldn't know, but well,
I think it sounds good. Though you say I put the kind of relationship I'm looking for in the top line, so it immediately filters out people who want something different, but you used a joke where you said not looking for anything serious, just a wife or something. So people could be like, are they joking? Are they not actually looking for something serious? Are they looking for something serious? So I guess it's kind of ambiguous, even though I think that it's really funny.
It is a good joke.
But, yeah, so I don't know. I like that part, but, like, to me that reads like you are looking for something serious, but you're, like, trying to be jokey about it. But I guess people could misconstrue that. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if someone is looking for something serious, and as soon as they read that line, they'll probably just click out or tap out.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's anything serious. Like, oh well, I am. So they're probably not even gonna read past that.
But I think it's good to have some humor in your profile to separate you from the rest of people on there. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know if you are, look, just a wife or something. I don't know if you are looking for like women or men, if that's a joke, like where the joke begins and ends. Like, I don't know. The name is Mira. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, I mean, it is good to stand out, I'm sure, especially like, most women on dating apps get like tons of matches and tons of people coming onto them. And so you really got to stand out. Because whatever you do, don't have a picture of yourself holding a fish. That's my advice.
I don't know if a girl did that. Maybe it'd be fine.
Yeah, if you're a girl looking for other girls, Well, then by all means, have yourself holding a giant fish that you caught. 'Cause I feel like a lot of women would be like, oh, dang. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, no sunglasses pictures and no fish holding if you're a guy. I can't tell. But
it'd be funny if like a girl took like pictures like guys did put on Tinder, but they recreated them like with like the wraparound sunglasses and like holding a big fish and like what are other ones guys do like with a car or something like.
I don't know, but I know that the fish and the sunglasses sitting in your car, like sitting in your like old beat up pickup or something. Those are really common. But then there's always like girls talk about like shirtless pics, but like guys would absolutely be cool if a girl had like herself in like a bikini top or something. Yeah. Like that would not deter men. They'd be like, oh, you are a goddess. So yeah, I think the rules don't really apply in the same way. Because yeah, if there was a girl be like, look, I like fishing, I caught a giant tuna or whatever, and then or some girl being like, here's me in my truck with my sunglasses, she would be like prime material for a lot of guys. I don't think the rules apply in the same way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like with clothing, right? Like girls can wear clothes that are too tight and that are 3 sizes too big. Doesn't matter. Girls look cute and everything. Guys, you have to wear clothes that fit or nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
I'm wearing
a humongous sweat
men's extra
hoodie.
Large hoodie.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Now.
It's like if guys wear clothes that are too big, you look like, all scruffy. If it's too tight, then it just looks weird. But girls can get away with any girl clothes, guy clothes, anywhere in between, and literally any size. You could just like wear like a huge tent and little leggings, and it's like, oh, it's so cute. You know what I mean?
Everyone wear whatever you want. Kelsey, 2022.
I'm not saying you shouldn't wear whatever. I'm just saying, like, if you want to kind of look presentable in a general way. I mean, I feel like there's different communities and different cultures where like things are a bit different, but I feel like generally speaking, if you're a guy, you got to wear clothes that kind of fit you right. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I feel like girls have a lot more leeway because girls just look cute in literally anything. Girls are like, oh, I just tie my hair up in a messy bun and I just have like old t-shirt and sweats on. And every guy's like, oh yeah, that's my jam right there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Next email. Do you want to read it? That's a long one.
I can read.
You can.
I know how to read.
What?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Recently. Okay. Hi, Jen. I love you. It's called Oh Fire Truck emoji. I like my teacher.
Okay. I've read that manga before.
Hey, Kelsey and Alex. I love your content, and I think you guys are very intelligent and nice people. False, but thank you.
We're fooling everybody. We can't keep getting away with it.
Sorry for the novel. You can call me a pancake. So, I'm a 16-year-old girl, literally almost 17, but it doesn't make a difference.
Literally like 3 weeks from now.
Here's the thing. I have a guitar teacher who is the best in my town. Besides the fact that he is an incredibly talented and great teacher, he is also an amazing person, and I love everything about him.
Oh, dear. Okay.
He makes me laugh, and he is just everything I ever wanted. It's rare that I actually like someone that much, but he is my 24-year-old guitar tutor. Yeah. Who has his life together. He has a stable job. He opened a studio. He's a very talented musician and works with many successful people. While I am only going to enter college this year, in my country it's legal since I'm over 16, but I just know that we shouldn't be together because we are at different stages of life right now.
Coming to Netflix this spring.
My mom used to ship us.
What?
And she used to think that I liked him or he likes me, even though there was no real reason for her to think so. I haven't told about my feelings to anyone because I feel like it's wrong and it will mess everything up. We sometimes have weird moments when we look at each other and smile, sit closer than we should. Uh-oh. And yeah, he's really nice to me. Always notices if there's a change in my appearance, asks if I'm tired or sad. He genuinely cares about what I think or feel. But I think he's just a nice person who cares about his students and people he knows in general. I haven't told him anything, and I don't think I should because I don't want to make things weird and stop doing the guitar lessons, because it's rare to have a music teacher this good in my area, and losing this opportunity wouldn't be great. I refer to him in respectful forms of my language that we usually use for someone who is older than us or someone who we really respect. I don't know if I should stop acting like he's my school teacher who is 45, because I literally have friends of his age who I used to work with, and I communicate with them on the same level, and we are pretty close. and maybe see where it goes, or just keep things how they are and suffer until one day maybe I don't. LMAO. Any advice would be great. I hope you are having a great day and you didn't get exhausted reading this piece of nonsense I just wrote. Thank you.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here. This is like almost literally the plot of Work It. Where
Is it?
Well, they have like the dance teacher, and then she's like in high school, and then she follows for the dance teacher who's like 25 or whatever.
Yeah, it's... Huh. Okay. So what do you think about this?
Well, I mean, so from a legal standpoint, like she said, in her country, 16 and up is fine. So legally, obviously, there's nothing wrong with this. However...
Morally,
But, yeah, wow.
Also, there's a power dynamic at play here.
Right, although, he's not like a teacher in school that controls her grades or whatever. He's just a guitar teacher, so it's a little bit less than like if he was like her college professor or something. Not saying it's like totally fine. I'm just saying it's like there is a power dynamic, but it's not nearly as high as it would be, if it was like her boss or something. Mm. I guess, like, if you and him started dating, which I do not recommend, he might be labeled as, like, the guy who dates his students. You know what I mean? And so, like, you could really affect his career, maybe. Again, I don't know kind of what the general attitude is. Like you said, your mom's, like, seems to be kind of cool with it in a weird way. And maybe in your country, it's kind of, like, a little bit more normal to have that kind of like age gap or that like life position gap or whatever. I don't know. But like, I'm just trying to think, yeah, if he's the dude who dates his student and then someone finds out about it or whatever, then it's like, oh, this is the guy who dates his student. And then it's, people might think he's like a creep or something.
I'm trying to be more open-minded because I know that not every country is like the United States. I'm like, here that would be very frowned upon, I feel like, by most people. But I also don't know that it's legal. It would be frowned upon, though.
At the very least.
If not illegal. But you live somewhere else, clearly, where it's legal and more normal, probably. So from like a legality, morality standpoint, I guess that it's not that big of a deal as far as the age difference, but the fact that he's your teacher, also coupled with there being an 8-year age difference, I think.
But she's literally almost 17, Kelsey.
7 years, 8 years, whatever. Yeah, like Alex said, he could get like a bad reputation for dating his students, and then like people might not want to put their kids in classes with him. It could negatively affect like his livelihood. So I guess if you were to like tell him your feelings, you should probably not do lessons with him anymore.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you really like him for a lot of reasons, but also he's an amazing guitar player, an amazing guitar teacher, and like, the best in your whole town or like that. So let's say you do date and everyone's cool with it and everything's fine. But then let's say a year from now, 6 months from now, whatever, you end up breaking up. Then like you can't, like, you're not going to want him to be your guitar teacher anymore.
Yeah.
And so you'll be losing out on, I guess it depends on how much do you like guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
is it like your passion? Do you really love it?
Because you might end up needing to change teachers because, you break up and then you don't want to like see the same person every week. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's also something to think about. It's like, even if, the legal argument, the moral argument, the whatever, all that aside, just practically speaking, like it might hamper your guitar journey or whatever. And it might even if you and him have this guitar thing and then you break up and maybe it's a really bad breakup or something, then like maybe that might make you not ever want to play guitar again. Because you look at it, you think of him, you don't want to think of him, so you throw your guitar away and then you're kind of just stuck and then you've kind of lost a boyfriend and a passion for a hobby. So it might not be good in that way unless if you can find another good guitar teacher and have that one be the teacher and then maybe date this guy if you really want to. I guess that's an option, although I don't know. Dating a dude who's 8 years older than you. Well, 8 years older, again, if you were 25 and he was like 33 or something, like that's not that weird. But 16, literally almost 17, and then 24, I feel like that's a big like life experience gap there.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was saying, right? He's got his life together. He's got a successful career. He's working with big artists, et cetera, et cetera. And so I understand he probably seems like really cool, and maybe he is really cool. But like, I don't know. I feel like I wonder what his point of view is. There's no way to know, of course, but he might just see you as like some dumb girl or something. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, or he might just be, like you said, like a nice, caring individual who cares about the well-being of all of his students. And you might be, like, misconstruing that.
Yeah, you might be in the position that a lot of, like, guys are when they go to Starbucks, and then the girl is like, oh, I drew a little heart for the eye in your name. And then the guy's like, whoa, she's so nice to me, dude. She's definitely, that stripper's definitely into me. I can tell, bro. Yeah, you might just be, I mean, maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to sound condescending, but it's like, 16 years old, and here's this like older, maybe kind of arguably handsome guy who's like nice to her and asks her how her day is, and he notices when she cuts her hair. And like when you're 16, when you're that age, right, like that's enough to be like, we're soulmates, dude. Whoa. And like, I'm not saying you're an idiot. I'm just saying, you're at an age where like I don't know, I feel like people, and I did this as well. I'm not just singling you out, but it's like when you're at that when you're at that remix, when you're at that age, it's very easy to sort of like take all that in like the most extreme way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because I was actually in a similar situation when I was like 17. I think I was 17. I had trouble with math in school, so I started going to after school tutoring at this place. And my tutor was a guy in like his mid-20s, probably like 24 or 25. And I had a crush on him, for sure. But I never said anything about it because I knew, well, one, I was afraid of my feelings not being reciprocated. And then also, like, it was like hugely frowned upon, obviously, to be like a 17-year-old girl with like a 25-year-old guy, and for good reason, I think, because there's like an imbalance of power there, whether that person is like your tutor or your teacher or not. They just have like more life experience than you. And usually, in my opinion, people who date down that far in age have trouble dating their peers for some reason. Or they like younger girls for whatever reason. They find them more easily manipulatable or more easily impressed with them. Or there's usually a reason.
It might be a sign of some sort of like emotional misdevelopment or something, or some kind of like, you know what I mean? Like they might be a bit immature for their age, and so girls their own age are kind of like, oh, this guy's like stuck in high school or whatever. But then for a high school girl, it's like, oh, he's so cool.
Like, I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but I had a friend in middle school who was like 12 or 13, and she was dating a 25-year-old guy.
That blows my mind.
And she thought she was so mature and pretty, and she was pretty. She was like a model and stuff, but he wasn't dating her because she was like so mature, and he was dating her because he was like a predator.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like an extreme example, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like 16, 17, it's like you're approaching adulthood. I can kind of see where the gray area is maybe. But yeah, 13, man, that's way out there.
But yeah, with my personal experience, when I had the crush on my math tutor, I never said anything about it. I just pushed it down and just kept going to tutoring, and then eventually he quit and moved away, and I was like, okay, well, that's that.
Well, love is dead. Well, and and something that you will learn throughout life. Let me give you some life. I'm gonna turn my chair around, sit down with my guitar. Let me tell you some life advice. Almost always, right? The fantasy in your head is way better than the reality of something, right? So in your head, you're imagining like, oh, he's gonna serenade me with his guitar in the back of a pickup truck on the hilltop every night, and he's so cool and mature, and he always looks so whatever. But like the reality is like he's just a person, he's just some dude, and so like. You maybe, I don't know 100%, but maybe you have constructed this version of him and his life in your head, and you're in love with that more so than like maybe who he actually is once you actually get to know him.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
We glamorize, romanticize things in our head.
So, yeah, our recommendation is to not pursue this man.
I feel like I gave muddled feelings and advice. I don't have an easy answer, as I rarely do. It's rarely black and white for these questions and answers that we give, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's how life is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's your life. You can do what you want. You can tell him how you feel. You can keep it all pushed down and bottled up. You can tell your friends about it if you need someone to vent to or something. I don't know.
I mean, so, like, either... Like, it would be a good life choice to not date this man who is 8 years older than you, who teaches you guitar, which I assume you like learning guitar. That would be a good life choice. And then if you decided to pursue him and try to date him, I feel like I feel there's a good chance it will not end well, but it would be a very good life lesson. You'll probably learn a lot by dating this older person and seeing how it goes and you know, learning about reality versus fantasy and all that. Not that I recommend it. I mean, hopefully you could just like realize that on your own. But if you need to learn, if you need a real kick in the pants with this life lesson business, you could pursue it and then see like, oh, like things would have been better if I'd never done anything, you know, which maybe that's a good lesson to learn when you're 17. But, if like I said before, if you do that, then you have to find another guitar teacher, or maybe you might lose your passion for guitar in general. And like maybe if you pursued guitar, you could like, you know, become a professional in some kind of thing or whatever. So I would recommend not dating your teacher.
Yeah, I would.
This is my recommendation.
99.9% of the time recommend not dating your teacher. Or
Yeah.
just a superior at work or anyone who's in a position of power over you.
Right. And like I said, I understand that this person just being like an after school, you know, once a week, whatever, guitar teacher is not quite the same as dating your high school math teacher or your boss at your job or whatever. But still, it's someone who, you know, is in a position of somewhat kind of little bit sort of kind of authority over you. And yeah. But if you want to date this person, send us a follow-up, you know?
Best of luck, Pancake.
Yeah, best of luck, Pancake. Next email. Dating with your ex's quote-unquote friend, Kelsey is awesome.
Thank you so much. I'm all right.
This one's also a bit long. No, you're pretty cool.
Thanks.
You're pretty cool for a girl.
Oh, thank you.
It says, hi, Kelsey Naux.
Hi.
First of all, Kelsey, you are awesome. You make everything better. Okay. I am comfortable with my name being told. I am a 26-year-old female. My boyfriend is 25 years old. We've been together for 1.5 years now. I am from Hungary. Before him, I had a boyfriend for 3.5 years, and after 1 year, he moved into the apartment I lived with my parents when we were in college because he is from another city, and later we moved out and rented an apartment together, and we lived for 1 year together in the rented apartment. Okay. One day in June of 2020, he broke up with me. We wanted different things. He wanted to live in another city, and I was his first girlfriend. He said that he wanted another experience. Winky emoji. I mean, there's some validity to that. You don't want to stick with like your first person you ever date, right? Imagine if you were still with the first person you ever dated now.
Well, some people luck out, and the first person they date is the person they want to be with forever. But most people... Jenna?
Yeah, I think most of the time it would be good to date other people just so you know like what you actually like and don't like and what you want and don't want. You know what I mean?
Anyways, I digress.
And in the last 1 year of our relationship, I felt that I had to do what he wanted and I forgot about what I wanted. However, before our breakup in March of 2020, he went to a party with some guys from the college dorm and found out one of them lived really near to us. So we met up sometimes to have drinks or just hang out. After the breakup, I continued to talk to this friend of his, and some months later we got together, and now we've been together for 1.5 years. When I was with my ex, I hadn't heard of this friend of his for 3.5 years because they literally never talked. After the breakup, my ex talked to him about our breakup and his feelings, and for some reason he thought that they were close friends, though my now boyfriend thought that they are not as close, because they haven't talked in a long time. After we got together, my ex felt betrayed. So my question is, do you think that we get do you think that us getting together was wrong? I'm not sure because in my opinion, they weren't really that close at all of friends, but my ex apparently thinks otherwise. FYI, I've been living together with my now boyfriend for 5 months. We've been together for a year and a half now. Well,
From
Sandra, parentheses, Alexandra.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like they weren't really that close of friends. And it almost kind of sounds like the typical, like, your boyfriend broke up with you because he wants to date other people, but he kind of doesn't want you to date other people so fast.
Mm-mm.
And so he's like, bro, why would you date my friend? Like, that's such a backstabby move. And then the other guy's like, we're friends? When did that happen?
Yeah, it sounds like they're just kind of acquaintances. And yeah, now he feels betrayed and is like trying to retroactively like make their friendship out to have been more than it was. And like he's like betraying him as a friend, but really it doesn't sound like they were ever all that close because you would have heard about him before like the end of your guys' relationship.
Probably.
I would think. So I don't think you should feel bad. You can date whoever you want.
Yeah, true. You can date whoever you want. Although I always thought it was a weird thing that would happen sometimes. It seems like mostly a high school thing. I don't think it happens post-high school or post-college at the very least, where it's like, you know, you date someone and then you like break up and then you like date their friend or whatever. Like I always thought, like I don't think I could ever do that. Not necessarily that I think it's like morally wrong, but to me it would just be weird, just to be like, yo, I dated, you know, this girl and then we broke up, so now I'm gonna date her friend. That just seems so weird to me. Like, why would you want to like stay in that circle of?
Well, you don't have to hang out with all the friends all the time. You just hang out with the person you're dating.
But I remember in high school there was always this weird like, I don't know, it's like girlfriend, boyfriend, like musical chairs that would happen in like friend groups where it's like somehow everyone ended up dating everyone else. I was like, it's so weird to me. Like I wouldn't, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I just thought it would be so weird just to be like, oh, you're dating her now? Yeah, I dated her like 6 months ago. Yeah. That's like so weird to me, but.
Yeah, I think if all parties are fine with it, there's nothing wrong with it. And even though your ex is not fine with it, apparently, I don't think that he really gets a say.
No, especially because, like, they're not really that good of friends.
No.
You know? I remember, like, when you read those, like, relationships posts and stuff on, like, Reddit or whatever, and it's always, like, you know, my boyfriend / husband, my girlfriend, whatever, cheated on me with my best friends. Like, who are these friends that you have?
Yeah.
That are, like, totally cool with, like, oh, yeah, like, I'll sleep with you even though you're dating my friend, whatever. Like,
get better friends.
People need better friends, man.
Yeah.
That's not related to this. But, I mean, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean,
if they were, like, best friends and you knew that they were and you knew this friend for the entirety of you and your ex's relationship and stuff, then it would be more of, like, a gray area, I think. It would be more questionable. But I see nothing wrong with this personally. But everyone's different, I guess.
Yeah.
You can do what you want. It's your life.
I mean, I think the ex-boyfriend is using the word friend here very liberally because, like, it sounds like they're not friends. It sounds like it's a dude that he knows.
Yeah, they're acquaintances.
It's like, why would you date someone that I've met before? You know, like, I don't know. It's just like, get out of here.
You're dating my cashier at the grocery store.
That's my barista. How dare you? No, but for real, I mean, especially, like, you're all 26, 25, give or take, right? So it's like, you're old enough to be over this high school drama stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're dating a guy that he met once or kind of knows a little bit, like, whatever. Yeah. Like you said, Kelsey, if it was his best friend, like, they're always together, they're always playing games together, and then it's like, you kind of like poached his friend away from him or something like that. Like I can kind of see where he would get annoyed by that. Be like, why would you break with me and then you date my friend? What, were you into him the whole time and not me?
But also, even if that were the case, why not take it up with your friend, not your ex?
True.
Your friend is supposed to be your friend, so then they shouldn't be dating your ex if you have a problem with it.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. True. It's like, yeah, if he really is upset about you and him dating, or you and this guy dating, then yeah, he should really be like, why are you dating my ex, dude? If they're really that good of friends, which clearly they're not.
Yeah.
So
if he broke up with you to play the field, he should go and do that and not worry about you and your business and what you're doing.
Yeah, he's your ex. Why does he care if who you're dating, unless, like I said, if it's like the super closest best time, and so therefore he still has to like hear about you and see you constantly. Like I can see why that would bother someone post breakup. But yeah, if it's like if he rarely ever sees or talks to this other dude, and therefore he's rarely going to see or hear about you, then like what does it matter? Well, I mean, I know why, because he's jealous and insecure. But it's like he should just find his own girlfriend and then just forget about this girl, because that was his idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's like, I want to date other people. It's like when those guys are like, yo, we should have like an open relationship. And then they regret it because like the girl can get like a new guy in like 2 days. And the guy's like, I've been trying for 3 weeks on Tinder. Nobody wants to sleep with me.
Yeah, I've read a few stories like that on r/relationships.
Especially like younger guys, I feel like, like they really overestimate their value on the market, shall we say. It's like, man, I could be begging all kinds of 21-year-olds, and then the reality is like just crickets constantly.
Yeah.
Then like the girl's just like, oh, I went on Tinder for 3 hours and I have 140 matches. Okay. Last email here. This one's short.
Shorty.
This one's a little shorty, but a doozy.
Can I read it? So it's called Other People's Relationships? ? Hi, Kelsey and Alex. My name's Catherine, and for reference, I'm 16 years old.
Okay.
Hello, 16-year-old Catherine. I have a couple people I have crushes on, but none of them are really interested, which I understand if I'm not their type. What I don't understand is how they can be interested in other people who are less competent/attractive than I am. How is it that some people with really bad personality traits and looks still have no trouble finding a partner?
As opposed to my bad personality traits.
No, she's perfect.
She's perfect and she's hot. She's literally, oh gosh, who's the villain from Mean Girls? What's her name?
Regina?
Yeah, she's Regina George. She's like, I'm awesome and hot. Why won't you date me, guy with Justin Bieber hair?
But I understand what she's saying.
It is, I mean, there is some truth to that. And I feel like everyone's kind of gone through that, especially girls probably, where it's kind of like, well, you know what this is? And I mean no disrespect. I mean, I kind of do. But so, like, this is, like, straight up pick-me girl attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Like, all guys only want the bimbo sluts with the big boobs and the fake lips. Why won't they date me? Me, I'm so wonderful. I mean, maybe she's really hot. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's like me in high school, but not that I thought I was hot, but it was kind of like, girls only want chads with abs and chins.
Yeah, when I was reading this, that Taylor Swift "You Belong With Me" song started playing in my head.
Literally that. She wears short skirts.
Yeah, that one.
That one. Is that the one?
Yeah.
That was like a perfect representation of Taylor. But like, we're going to get copyright claim just for that. It's like they used a clip from the song.
Though you come off sounding a wee bit catty in this email.
Every other girl's ugly except me. How come guys won't date me?
I do also understand the grain of truth that you are getting at, because it does feel that way sometimes. Like, you feel like you're a good person, and then someone you like dates someone who just seems totally insufferable to you, and you're like, why? What do they have that I don't? And it's frustrating. But I think that sometimes we think of ourselves
a little more highly than other people do.
Yeah, what we actually are like. It's weird because it's like sometimes I feel like I have really low self-esteem, but then also simultaneously I feel like I'm the shit sometimes. I don't get it. I don't know. But yeah. So that's
good talk. Good talk. Okay. I mean, I think this is a common sentiment that almost every teenager probably goes through, where it's kind of like, why him, not me, or why her, not me, you know? Where it's just like, especially in like dating, right? You know, it's like, and I feel like it also kind of comes down to like the way that girls talk to each other is sometimes different than the way the same girl will talk to boys. Mm-hmm. You know, in that, like, you know, when she's hanging out with the guys she likes or with boys in general, she kind of puts on this persona. But then, like, you as the girl, you know, hear her in the bathroom or the locker room or whatever it is, and you know that she's actually like a real piece of garbage. But around the boys, she's all just like, I'm so whatever, you know. The Regina George thing, if you will, you know? Yeah, I mean...
But I don't think it's nice for you to be punching down on people about their looks. You can critique people's personalities, I suppose, but who are you to say what other people find more or less attractive?
It does go back to the very first email we read, right? It's like, to a minute degree, you can kind of sort of change how you feel about certain aspects of people, but by and large, you can't really change what you're attracted to. And so, you know, like, maybe you're the hottest girl in your whole school, maybe, but like, maybe your personality is just like really annoying or something, you know, I don't know. Or, I guess I don't know why. There's no way you'd ever know this, but like, what is it about your looks or your personality that you think is so great? I guess this is a lesson I learned when I was in high school, right? Because, you know, in high school, I was like, how come girls don't want to be with me? I'm so whatever. And then now, years later, I think back and just think like, oh,
I had nothing to offer.
Yeah, I was, my clothes were bad. I was not attractive. My hair would look bad. I was annoying. I was insufferable. I was creepy. I was whatever, you know. But like at the time, it's hard to see that. But then I'm sure in 5 years from now, Catherine, is that her name? Mm-hmm. You'll look back and you'll be like, oh gosh, I was so annoying. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, like, I'm not trying to like come down on you really hard because I understand feeling like this, and I'm sure I felt this way at one point when I was younger. But you talk as if you're some like omnipotent force that like knows every aspect of every person's personality and knows like for a fact that your personality is better than like all of these other girls, when like chances are you probably don't know them all that well at all.
True.
And like a guy that dates one of these girls that you're talking down on might be like, wow, she's so nice, she's so cool, and like you never have seen that side of them or even know them that well, so who are you to judge? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the answer to this, is like you think you know them, but you really don't, which might not be true. We don't know. I'm just saying that's probably the case where like, you know, it's the same for like, you know, me as like a loser guy in high school where it's kind of like, why does everyone want to date Nick or whatever? Like he's so stupid, he's so boring, he's so annoying, he's so mean, he's so whatever. But also, I mean, I think it just comes down to like, isn't that kind of how a lot of like high school and college relationships are, where it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like people, they date for very superficial reasons, and then it's like personality, even looks to a certain degree, just like don't really factor in that much. And you're just like, why are you dating this person? It's kind of like, well, I don't know, because I like her, I guess. Or vice versa. You know, I mean, all the time, right? We know like these really gorgeous girls in high school and college, and they'll just date like the dude who looks like that guy from the Goonies, you know, who's been dropped on his head like a bunch of times. And you're kind of like, why are you with this person? And it's kind of like, you know, it's like a high school and YouTube are kind of similar, where it's kind of like some people some people get big and famous on YouTube or the internet because they're very talented, or they're very attractive, or both, or they've come up with some innovative idea, or they're really funny or something like that. But then there's some people who get really big on the internet for just completely inexplicable reasons. Where it's kind of like, why is this person famous? Like, oh, because they're famous, you know? And high school's like that too, where it's like, why is this person the hot popular girl or the hot popular guy? And usually it's like someone just decided that they were, and so therefore they are. So like these guys might be dating these girls because they're like, I don't know, for some reason people just decided that like this is the hot girl that every guy wants, even though like she's probably not. Kind of like how Gretchen Wieners is like way hotter than Regina George, but like Regina George was like the top girl, you know? So that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, feel free to disagree, but you're wrong. But you know, it's like, I mean, honestly, Catherine, I think you just need to like get out of high school, like go to college or something where like this stuff matters a bit less, and then get to the real world where it matters even less. But I know it's years from now, and it seems like forever, and it is forever.
Also, just think about like, what is it that makes you think of yourself so highly over these other people? What do you bring to the table? What good qualities do you think that you have? Because chances are you might not fully understand the personalities of these other people, or you are thinking of yourself more highly than you deserve to, frankly.
I mean, that's probably, yes, the correct answer.
That sounds harsh, but...
You think too lowly of them, and you maybe think too highly of yourself, which I know is very common. Well, like you said, Kelsey, I mean, like, it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of people in high school specifically, it's like everyone has low self-esteem and thinks that they're garbage, but they also at the same time think that they're like awesome.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it's like, how come people won't date me? How come Samantha won't date me? I'm awesome, but also I'm so ugly and gross and no one ever want to date me. But I'm so much better than Thomas, you know. That's just the duality of teenage years, you know what I'm saying?
I'm still like that, and I'm almost 28, so...
It's Kelsey's birthday in a couple weeks, so...
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a birthday cast.
Oh.
But, and I mean, I think I've said this on the podcast before. I know I've said it to you, Kelsey, where, like, I mean, you might be legitimately prettier than these girls. Because I knew girls when I was in high school that, like, were way prettier than, like, the top, you know, queen bee girls of the school that every guy was like, yo, so-and-so's so hot. But, like, there was girls that no one ever talked about that I thought were way prettier. And why is that? I don't know. The world of, like, high school socioeconomics is just all topsy-turvy all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe you have a bad personality, or maybe you just don't know the girls that well.
Or maybe you're really as great as you...
Yeah, maybe you are awesome and no one knows
think
it.
you are. And
until you meet a guy who also reads books one day, and then he sees the true you that no one else ever did.
Yep.
Coming to Netflix this summer. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a thing or two. Probably not, but...
Send us your emails.
Send us emails at devilstangopodcast@gmail.com, okay? Any questions, any advice you need, just regular chit-chat, you know what I'm saying?
Hope everyone has a great day.
Hope you have a good day. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.